They were bred initially in 980, and so they're actually one of the oldest bred dogs in existence. What's interesting about them is that their hair and their coat and their eyes are pretty much one color. They are related to the Weimaraner, which our friend Bill Wakeman has kind of capitalized upon. But what's interesting about both of these breeds is that you can do anything to them and they just kind of sit there. They're incredibly patient. When I first saw his work, I was like, wow, great idea, why didn't I think of it? When they're puppies, they require 45 minutes of exercise every 4 hours. That's how much energy they have. So the breed is very exercise oriented, I guess I can say. But they sure are cute. And so, let's see, Canada first started recognizing the Vizsla as a certified dog, like an AKC Westminster show dog in 1989. The United States still does not recognize them as a show dog, but we'll talk about politics another time. So Vizslas require, now I walk my dog an hour and a half in the morning and an hour at night. So he needs constant exercise. And so the breed is not for the lighthearted. Initially they were trained as bird dogs, but they would rush in into the grass. See, they all look alike. But what's interesting here is this is the female. This is the male. The male tends to have a more boxy face, and the female tends to be a little more pointed in the snout. So that's one way that you can tell. Also, the male has a bigger chest. So Vizslas do require a ton of exercise, but they're always ready to go more. And so it's kind of the constant dilemma. Vizslas also are a very popular dog to find at a kennel or at a dog, what am I trying to say? A place at the pound, because they require so much energy that people cannot, most urban lifestyles cannot mandate this kind of exercise. Our dog loves the water. This is not him. Remember, they all look alike. What's interesting is that their tails are actually very long, but they're usually cropped into 3 lengths. And they love to sleep, of course. All dogs love to sleep, but Vizslas, when they're not exercising, they're sleeping. And what's interesting is that their sleeping patterns usually involve them rolling over 3 times. This is not making it up, it's a known fact. So they roll over and they stick up their all 4 legs at one time. Here they are again. Which is the male and which is the female? Can you tell? Male and female. So again, by the box of the snouts. What's also interesting is that their ears are very, very sensitive. I'm making them sound very Huntingtons, aren't I? They kind of are, actually. So their ears are very sensitive. They require cleaning at least once every 2 weeks. A special little expensive thing from the vet. You have to stick it in there and clean it out. Their ears, I'm not exactly sure why, but there's something to do with how they were trained and the brush brushing through. He doesn't look very happy. Well, she doesn't look very happy. So I was telling you about the brush. So they initially were trained as bird dogs, but they would rush into a large field and scare the bird, and then another dog would go in and get the bird. So that still is part of their training. They also have very kind of sorrowful looks, and they're very expressive. They have very strong personalities, meaning that even though they all look the same, their personalities are actually quite different. Some are very kind of humorous. Mine is very humorous. I've seen some that are have kind of an evil, not horror, but have kind of more kind of dominating part to their personality. Our dog, we got him from a Vizsla Rescue Society. I did a lot of research, and I realized this is the kind of dog for me. I love exercise, so I have to do it. You see these kind of photographs all over the internet constantly. They're cute as puppies, but then, like I'm saying, they're given away often because of the amount of exercise that they require. So we found ours at a Vizsla Rescue Society. Ontario has one, Saskatchewan has one, Quebec has one, and there's numerous ones in the States. So the breed is not really well known. Where I was living in the United States always asked if it was a Ridgeback Rhodesian, or if it was a raccoon dog, or a yellow lab, which always kind of confused me. But yeah, so there you go. I think I'm almost done, all right? I'll keep going. Any questions on the amazing Vishla Kuta from Hungary? But what is great is that their memory and their sense of smell is so strong, is that you can take him. Sorry, I mean, it looks like my dog, it's hilarious. Is that their sense of smell is so strong is that they do remember patterns and smells. So what is a common complaint at the Vishla Rescue Society is that when they take a dog, usually comes with a blanket, is that they remove the blanket from the new owner so that the new smell can be adapted. But we were told that if we were to walk by the previous owner, our dog, any Vishla, would probably recognize that person immediately. That's how keen their sense of smell was, and so that's why they're still used as really high maintenance sporting dogs to some degree. So I don't like, some of them get too round in the face. I like the boxy faces on dogs, but that's just me. And I have to tell you, every time I walk him, every time, somebody always says, "That is the most beautiful dog."